An Equinox update. March 20, 2015. Once again we are delighted to have the opportunity to commune with you in this manner. For we come with a message of joy, one that will be called out from the mountain tops, not just in your realms, but in ours as well. For now, the waters have parted and the risen will arise, the new will come forth and the old will fade away for never to return. The advancement of the light is such, no like has ever before been seen, and so, what you have sown, you will finally harvest. For you are the ones who brought the light to these shores, and you are the ones who will reap the benefits first. But it is also through you that the benefits will be equally distributed amongst the masses, given in equal measure to all who care to embrace it. You see, once more it is the humble who shall rise, the ones who had no thought for greater glory, merely the humble aspiration to become one again. For it is this singular goal that will elevate all, as you have chosen to forego the accoutrements of the outer trappings of fortune. For you are indeed the more fortunate ones, the ones who have chosen to be just so, the ones who have taken upon them the mantle of going against the flow of outcries, the ones who have taken upon them to go where no man has gone before, and to do so carrying merely the simplest of guidance, the one that emanates from the very core of your being. And so, you have walked in the barren landscapes of nevermore, the valleys that seem to be bereft of life but not of strife, the valleys that seem to be below the level where the light could even penetrate, but you went through it all, and you emerged on the other side. Triumphant, but with an air of grace, victorious, but with the manners of the benevolent, risen, but with the grace of the humble. For you boast not of your achievements, you merely are them. For you are not words, you are actions through and through, and it is by your very actions that you have succeeded to climb out of the valley of darkness and into the full anointing of the light. And because you have chosen to climb thus, you have elevated all. For you are one amongst millions, but you are also a giant amongst the teeming multitude, the one that has parted the sea and found solid ground where before there was just sand, the one that has changed the course not just of destiny, but for the very planet on which you reside. For you have set down your roots in the fertile soil that awaited you since you took that first step away from the darkness of the infertile landscape you once were forced to plow, and now, those roots have already sprouted some fresh new saplings that will grow to such a high stature in such a short time, all of mankind will be able to reside underneath the fertile boughs of this orchard. For the seeds you planted such a long time ago have already been fertile, for they in turn have already generated a new growth that will serve to sustain all that choose to step across that divide that you created, by stepping across the old demarcation line and thereby staking claim to the brand new land. And so, where there once was no choice but to endure, there is now a choice to come alive once again, by choosing to see the choice, and by acting upon it. And so it has come to pass because you came here to be the glorious ones, the ones who did not falter, but stood your ground by refusing to stay grounded in the old. And so you stepped forward with all of your being, and you ripped apart the old illusion, tore the iron curtains to tatters, and stepped out into the fresh air of freedom, the land of plenty, the land of forevermore. And now, this land of plenty will become the land for all who take it into their heart that they too have a rightful claim to be a part of this grand new territory. For this is for all, but it will be for all to choose whether or not to become a part of it. But for today, we will simply say rejoice, for yours is the freedom, yours is the landscape of wonders and joy that awaits there up ahead. And now, you have no other reason but to become the one you have come all this way to be, and we know you will all be the ones you have been destined to be in a way that will outshine the sun and outlast forevermore. And so it is that we thank you all for being the ones who chose to become fully and truly one with themselves and with all, and from now on, that will be all you will ever need to be ever again. We choose to end this missive by saluting you all as the newborns, the newly re-erected ones, the ones that stood apart because they chose to do so, but the ones who stepped away from it all in order to bring it all back to where it was supposed to be. And now, you're here, and everything will follow in the wake of that first and crucial decision to say yes, to be the first ones to realize the dream that is carried within all. And so it is, and so it will be from this day forward. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com